Back out here in the Renaissance Zone, we talked to two people today. Thank you for tuning in again. I got a good friend of mine. We out here on East Baltimore's finest, born and raised here.
That's right.
On the street. And I want to talk to him because he has an amazing story. And just show what it looked like for a person to redeem the time. That means buy back the time. That means he's been out here in the same struggle and actually turn his life around. I watched you talk to the young man we had out there earlier, and you were telling him about how he was hustling backwards. Can you explain that concept for me?
Absolutely. Because what I did was I worked with a group of young men when I was employed with the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. And one of the things that I did was I took a group of men and showed them how much money they made as a hustler versus someone who worked at McDonald's. And the difference was the person at McDonald's made more money than the hustler. And so I explained to them that it has to minus the amount of years they spent in prison. And so those years where they're not earning money, that person working at McDonald's is still earning a living. Thus the reason why they earn more money than a person who was out here on the streets hustling. Their money come in specks. You know, they get some money in January, maybe in August, whereas though that person working at McDonald's get paid every 2 weeks and they don't have to worry about the police over their shoulder.
How do we get young men who out here in this trap, like the young man we talked to earlier, who actually was a charming, gifted young man, how do we get them to turn the page and see what you're saying and get them to see that life is more than just the war and drugs and the trap?
You kind of answered your own question, which is to open them up to see other things.
Exposure.
Yes, exactly. So for me, when I was a very young gentleman, probably about a kid about 5 years old, I looked at the people who were closest to me as role models. Unfortunately, they weren't the best examples of role models. So we have to expose these children to other things. So with mentoring programs where we can take them to see their first play, where they can open their eyes and say, wow, look at that person grace the stage. I'm interested in dance. You know, look at a person that's a lawyer. Look at how that person graced the courtroom. So we have to take the skills that they had and build upon those skills. Meet them where they are, as the old cliche goes. But we do have to take the skills that they already have and try to turn them over and let them see that you're a hustler, but you can be a legitimate hustler. You don't have to be in the street where you have to risk getting shot, you know, getting robbed. You can hustle other things. Maybe you can design tennis shoes, design t-shirts, and get a line and hustle it that way. And believe it or not, there are organizations out here and individuals out here that will support you financially if you come up with a great idea.
What would you say to a person, this is the last question I'm going to ask you, what would you say to a person who said it's hopeless? That the diaspora, the African American people, or marginalized people, because they grew up in that generation, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations, that it'll always be that way. What would you say?
I would encourage them to look at your history. You know, look at the people who died sitting on a stool because they said you can't be served as a black man. Our ancestors died for us to have access to what we have now. And it's not good. It can be much better. But I would encourage them to look at your history. And a lot of our black youth, they don't know their history. They don't know that someone actually sat on a stool and took fists upside their head and sticks from the police and marched and did all these things for us to have better access to our children. Now, we weren't biologically related to them, but it was a struggle for us as people. And so I would say don't give up, because they didn't give up. They continued to fight day after day, and they came up with plans and they plotted to give us the access what we have now to go to school. You know, this was something that we weren't able to do. If you look at our history, we had black children bungled in a room, cold, no heat, but we still learned because we had teachers willing to sacrifice. And so I say continue to sacrifice in this struggle, because it's still a struggle. It hasn't been that many years since we had to drink out of different fountains. So I say don't give up, you know, because we're resilient people. So learn your history, and this is what we do. This is who we are. This is our identity. So definitely relate to your ancestors and your history.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you. Come back to the Renaissance Zone. Remember, put comments below, subscribe, tell your friends, put the page out there, man. We're trying to get a voice to those who don't have a voice. Thank you.
Absolutely. East Baltimore all day.
So I'm with my man Troy. We out here on East Baltimore, East Side, B Side, right? In the middle of it, and what we're doing is we're seeing what rebirth would look like in this area, man. The reason we do that is we want to bring attention to neighborhoods that are at risk, that are marginalized people, and we want to give brothers, young soldiers who are going to be great, who have destiny in their greatness. Excuse me, greatness in their destiny, and watch him do what he does, and watch him transform and evolve. It's a plan for his life, right? And he know it. He know he's better than any trap, because ain't no trap can hold him in the thing. Right?
Right.
So it's just a matter of time, right? But he was so gracious to talk to us today, and I'm gonna get his thoughts on what rebirth looks like in the community. So tell me, so you've been in East Baltimore your whole life. Tell me what you think. What part of East Baltimore you from?
Down
the bottom. Miguel. Okay. So tell me what you think. What's some of the worst things that's plaguing your neighborhood? Yeah. What's the worst thing? Why? Tell me the problems that you see in the hood.
Problems. Everybody can't come together for real. Niggas just be hating on each other, killing each other, you feel me? When we should be really all coming together for real.
This is the barbershop right here recently. Somebody just got killed in there, right? What you think of that?
I think of that. That's terrible for real, I ain't gonna lie. Cause the same day that happened for real, I was thinking about getting my shit done. I was like, nah, I ain't fucking with it for real. As soon as I go in the house, bro, I look on the news, that shit popped up for real. And I ain't gonna tell them if it was kids in there, it wasn't for real. So I'm like,
tell me what you afraid to die?
Afraid to die? No, hell no. Shit gonna come one day. I ain't right about that shit for real. Chill.
What do you think about all these people? What do you think about all these people talking about Black Lives Matter?
Black Lives Matter.
Do you think Black Lives Matter?
Everybody like matter for real. Be honest. Really wanna be honest. Yeah. But I see what they saying though, because of the police out here killing each other. Not killing each other, killing nothing, bro. I see what he's saying, bro.
You think we value each other's lives?
No.
What's one thing that you would do? One thing you would do. What you think would help change the neighborhood? Help things get better. What do brothers need?
Nothing. It ain't nothing to change. Ain't gonna change.
Ain't no hope.
Ain't gonna change. The streets the same. These niggas ain't. These niggas goofy now. I don't know what's going on. Niggas got a whole bunch of goofy ass.
What about employment? If dudes got jobs, you think that would change?
Niggas don't even take the time to fill out an application. Niggas don't come from a good home for real and shit like that. I don't know, niggas be fucking up for real.
You come from a good home?
They're going the bad route for real. Yeah, hell yeah.
So what got you out here?
What got me out here? The money. The money, that's it. Only the money. That's all I want.
That's all you want. But if you could get it another way, would you?
Yeah. But I still get the same way like this too.
Why?
Because where I come from, I don't know. It shit never changed.
You're a hustler by nature.
Right.
So look. What if you created a business that could generate that same money without being caught up in this war and drugs?
No. If I create a business, I be getting all that money for real. I'll just be flooding the street for real. I'll let them do them for real. I'm sitting back getting a lot of money. I'm gonna be waking up every day feeling like a motherfucking boss.
What you want? What you want for your life over the next 3 to 5 years?
3 to 5 years. What I want.
You thought that far?
Money. That's all I know right now. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's all I know. I don't think about. Oh yeah, in school.
What you going to school for?
They get the fuck out of there, get an education for real. Half of these motherfuckers don't even want to go to school and get an education for real, get that high school diploma for real. Shit, I want to see my family proud of them for real, walk across the stage, bro. That's all they want to see.
You got children?
Huh? I don't know.
You want them?
Yeah, when I get old, well, I ain't thinking about no children.
How old are you, man?
16.
16. Yeah. So check this out. I appreciate your honesty, how real you are. Check us out on the Renaissance Zone. Look, I need you to subscribe to the comments. We got a documentary coming up this summer. I got my man Troy. We might come back to you again. You know what I'm saying? We got a documentary coming up this summer. We're gonna follow a dude who's in the trap, a dude who's out and doing something better with his life, and a dude who never went in but lived in the neighborhood. You can do this without doing this. That's our message. Rebirth can happen. Thank you and welcome to the Renaissance. See you next week. Thank you.